Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of our podcast. During the off-season, we are always looking for ways to still deliver content to you. And today we can welcome Sylvain Yondjouen. Did I speak that out right? Or
Yeah, that was pretty nice
yeah,
for
okay.
the first time.
Hello,
I think.
hello, Sylvain. How are you?
Good, and you? Doing
I'm
great.
I'm doing great too. So thank you for joining us. It's an honor to have you on this podcast. For those of you who do not know Sylvain, he's a Belgian player, a Belgian American football player, of course, because that's what this podcast is about. He plays in the Division One of college football for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets in the ACC. So that's the first division of the highest level of college football. So that's very nice. And you are a Richard senior, correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain us what it means? Because folks at home
So,
may not always know those specific terms of college football.
so redshirt means that for 1 year I did not play.
Mhm.
It can be injury or just because I wanted to take a year off and just focus on school.
Mhm.
For me, it was because of injury. And then senior means that I've been here. It's been 5 years, 4 years that I've been here. So I'm basically a senior in the college, like how you go
Mhm.
to college
Yes.
freshman, sophomore,
Mhm.
and junior,
Junior.
senior. Yeah. So yeah.
How is your school doing at Georgia Tech? I
Excuse
mean,
me.
your yes. How are you doing as a student at Georgia Tech?
So I graduated last semester in my in business, so business administration,
Yeah.
and now I applied to follow economics for this year. So this will be like I'm doing another degree right now in economics just for this year. Though.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Okay, that's a nice degree to have. So you're a senior. That means you can enter the draft if you want to next year. Do you have any plans to do that or
I think really this really is the year where I'm gonna give it 100%. Like I got my degree. That's like one achievement I wanted to get. Now it's to get to the next level in football, and I learned a lot those past 4 years. So I'm really taking this last year into like focusing into getting better at what I'm not good at yet. So I'm getting to my football knowledge, and then yeah, hopefully I'll have a good season, and I'll work to get a great season and getting to declare for the draft after that. So yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so you played in more games last year than you did ever before for Georgia Tech in 12 games, if I'm correct. The year before you played in 8 games, which is also a lot in college. Your production also went up. You had 2.5 sacks, 11 solo tackles. That's nice. That's nice performance, right?
Yes, sir. I think it's really. I came back from my injury my junior year, so last year was really where I was back into okay. I can feel my knee. My knee is fine now. I can trust it, and it was 2 years after I got the surgery. So I was like, okay, let's go. And it really felt like that on the field, and during the season, it felt way better. So yeah, right now it's even better. So I can't wait to start the season and just have a better records, better stats as last year. Actually, last year.
So I forgot to mention your position. Of course, you're on the defensive line. Can you
Yes.
tell us more about your role on the team?
So defensive line, we work with the four D linemen. So we have a, two D tackles. They're mostly the two biggest guy are in the middle part of the line, and then we have the outside guys. DN would be to the field side where there's most part of the field open, and then the rush would be on the opposite where there's like smaller smaller part of the field open. My job really depends on how we planning the defense, different plays. That can be uh, when it's a run. Most likely, I will be blocking and holding the alignment on the line, making sure that we don't back up on the line of scrimmage. When it's a pass, depending on the play, I would drop or I would pass rush. So it's all different.
Yeah, of course, of course. So you chose Georgia Tech. You've been there for 4 years right now, but you had a lot of offers, and originally you were committed to Arizona. What made you choose your current team, Georgia Tech?
So I, I committed to Arizona, and we took an official visit right after I committed. No, I got the offer. We went to go take the visit. I committed. We came back, and we stayed in contact with different coaches. that I met during the tour. And one of the coaches, because I committed, my mom really wanted to take another trip because we still had 4 trips left because you can take 5 official visits. So we're like, well, let's take another trip. I mean, it's free. Let's go and let's visit another university and see what's up. So we visited a temple. We had a great visit. It was nice meeting the coaches too because I already met them on the tour I did with PPI. We came back, and I think a week or two before signing day, we got to know that they were moving to Georgia Tech a little bit earlier than we're supposed to. And so my mom really was like, well, you should think about that. And really, like, my parents were like, think about your future and what you really want to get out of this opportunity. And at first I was really focused into just, I committed to them. I can take I can't come back to what I said. But looking into it, seeing that Georgia Tech really was like just cool to go to if you want to have a future, even though everything can happen in football. It took me a little bit to realize it, but like I listened to my parents and they helped me through it. And at the end, I switched up to go to Georgia Tech. So yeah.
Okay, so did you meet the coach of Georgia Tech before you committed? It was George Collins at the time, I think.
No, I did not meet him actually. So we knew they were moving, and then when we took our visit to Georgia Tech, it was already the new coaching staff that we already met before. So it was like, well, this works out pretty well. I mean, we already know the coaches. I knew who's going to be there. And when I committed, I came. And then some coaches, like at every school, when there's a switching staff, like staff comes, staff leaves. And so it was different than what I expected, but it still ended up being amazing. So yeah, it was a great year, freshman year.
And how is your relationship right now with your defensive coordinator without incriminating yourself, of course?
I think I have a great relationship with Coach Thacker right now. I mean, the defense coordinator he's been here since I've been here. So he saw me when I didn't know anything about football. So he saw me at my worst on the field. Like they told me they would be like, man, did we really get a guy from Belgium out here? What is he doing out here? And then they saw me learn. And every year when we come back, like in January, they mentioned that if you want to see somebody at work, you got to look at Sylvain, how he came from and across the sea, didn't really know how football works, and then how he got better every year. So like really just working it's just work for real.
Yeah. So I can imagine there was a big difference between your football team here in Belgium, the Brussels Black Angels, and Georgia Tech. Can you tell us something about how actually it helped, how the Brussels Black Angels helped you adjust to college? Or was the difference really that big between our Belgian American football and college?
No, I think playing with the Brussels Black Angels really made me understand like what it was to be in a football team, like the family feeling. Because I played soccer my whole life, and when I switched up the sport, I was like, man, this is different. Like we really be feeling like when you go play, you play for each other. Somebody get hurt, everybody is around. Like it's something, another feeling. I don't know how to explain it. It's something you gotta go through it to understand it. And when I came here at first, I really wanted to feel that feeling too. But because you're coming to a team and you don't really know anybody, it's hard at first. But you get to know people, you create those relationships into the team. And right now, like I can say that Georgia Tech, like it's part of a family. Like it's part of my family now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can imagine something with that. So you mentioned your teammates. You have a good relationship with them. Last year you played with Keon White. He got drafted this year. What was that like? What have you learned him? What did he learn from you? How was he like as a teammate?
He was really focused into his work. He was really somebody that knew what he wanted. He came from being a tight end and being small to be who is right now very big. So like it's crazy the transformation. He had a mindset of a winner. He really wanted to get to the league. He wanted to put everything he could, every opportunity he had, he would take it 100% and make the most out of it. So I saw in him like the dedication into what you need or if you want something, you just gotta work for it and put the time in it. So yeah, I mean, I learned a lot from watching him play and watching him practice, train. So
Mm,
yeah.
okay, yeah, that's probably a nice player to put on your I know him list. Um, so you're a senior right now. That means every year there's a lot of new young players who come on your team.
Mhm.
What's the one thing you tell them how to conduct themselves, what to do on the football pitch?
Um, Most of the freshmen really they just get in here. They get into the school part. When I see one, I'm really telling them to get focused into the school part because at first it's not easy. You get into college, it's college classes, it's different, and it's Georgia Tech. It's another level too. So like you really want to get those classes up early so you can. You're not in no rush. That's what I'm saying. Because once the season starts, it'll be way harder to follow the classes you missed out during the summer or during the spring. Like it will be way harder um, for like telling them to focus for classes and what's workout wise. It's most likely I mean, they're doing the work. We don't really like we work with them at certain time of the week. It's not always at the same time, but that for now it's like that. When we play, when we're on the field and we do like defensive stuff, it's more just communication that we're just trying to tell them or like their position, really explain them how it works. So yeah, we're
Mm.
trying to help
Are,
them out because we've all been through it and we know how it is. So yeah.
yeah, of course. Are there some young players on your team that we might not have heard about that you think is going to have a great career or is already on a high level where it can be whatever on your team, quarterback to defensive line to cornerback?
Um, I think right now we got a pretty good team. Like in general, I think I can't really put like names up first because I don't know. I just see ourselves at the same level. We're all the same, and we're gonna work
Yeah, no,
for each
of
other.
course.
Like I'm gonna work, and it doesn't matter if this guy had so many like highlights in high school. Now came in college. It's a different world, man. So yeah,
Mm.
once they get on the field too, they'll feel it like playing against somebody else that's like college level and not high school level is completely different than what I
Yeah.
expected to at first. So yeah, my first game in America was different than I expected, and it was crazy, but
Yeah, and of course you
yeah,
guys don't play against nobodies. You played against Georgia, Notre Dame, Clemson. You even
yeah,
beat UNC twice while they were ranked. So those are some pretty impressive names you played against. So I can imagine a young high school kid who comes up for the first time against those big college guys. That must be
yeah,
impressive.
they'd be
Yeah.
surprised. Yeah,
Is that the thing everybody most underestimates then about playing college football? The how to adapt to the level?
yeah. The intensity of the games are different than what I've heard from kids explaining in high school or obviously how it was for me back in Belgium, but like what they tell me, like once you get on the field, how the game is played, how people are really like they're playing like it's their last game. It's
Mm,
not they're not just playing for fun. They're playing it's like it's their last game. So yeah,
yeah.
the intensity
Okay.
is really the big thing that's different. The intensity on every play, going at it. So yeah.
Okay, so that's the biggest difference then between high school and college. So can you tell us something more about your training schedule right now? You just went through spring training. It's the off season. You still have a month and a half before the season starts. What do you guys do right now?
So right now we still have like the week of the weekly schedule would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We lift three different groups around the whole team. So it would be 7 a.m. We have the Jets would be the faster guy, lighter guy.
Mhm.
8:30 would be the bombers, tight end, running backs, quarterbacks, and then 10 would be the tanks, would be O line, D line, and then that would be the lifting part. Then on Tuesday and Thursday we have conditioning, and that would be 6:30. We have meetings where we go to a position, we meet, we talk about the different plays we want to install just to learn the playbook. We go into 7. We got the conditioning part where I mean the running part. We warm up. We do our position, our offensive or like Jets bombers are doing their run, O line D liners doing their run. After that, we got 30 minutes of just football. So position 10 minutes, then 20 minutes of the whole team together. Yeah, that would be our week. We got and freshmen and other like usual other students have other athletes have classes during the summer. So the summer classes, you can decide to have classes or you take an internship. Um, and then yeah, we got this for another 2 weeks, 2 weeks and one day tomorrow, and then we start camp. So fall camp. I don't know if you know anything about fall camp. You know, no?
I don't. I hear it a lot, but actually, I have to admit I don't know a lot about it. So you can tell us some more about it.
Okay, so fall camp is a period where we focus just on football. Monday, Tuesday, like the whole week, in, day out. We're in the stadium. Get there by 7. We leave around 7 at night, and it's all just going to lifting, going to meetings, going to eat, going back to meetings, going to stretch, going to meetings, going to practice. Yeah, and like that all day for I think it's 2-3 weeks, and then it ends
Okay.
right before the season starts. So we're right
Okay. So
ready.
it's really the 3 weeks before week 0 or week 1, depending on when
Yeah,
you play, that you really focus on just football every day
yeah.
of every week. Okay. So you talk about those meetings you have. So you lift, you have meetings. Are they all focused on opponents or really first on training material? You guys did some practice. Is it focused on practice or is it focused on, okay, our opponents will do this?
So right now for the off season, so how the meetings we have right now, it's more about learning the plays.
Mm.
So they're just learning the playbook. We got different plays. We adding maybe 4 plays a day. So that day we will see them at 6:30 in the meetings, and then later that day we would play them in those 20 minutes where we have offense against defense, and we would play those plays. Then
Mm.
during the fall camp, we're gonna have meetings about plays and also watching film of the teams we're gonna see, like the first game, and then we also will have special team meetings or other like different stuff that we haven't seen yet on the field, like the special team stuff we haven't seen, like all the different special teams team we haven't like put the depth chart and stuff yet, young. So that's to come during camp. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming up still.
Okay, so next to studying, you have a lot of playbook and code studying. That's actually something funny about college football. They always have those signs, which you
Yeah,
don't see in the NFL, with a lot of random symbols, or
yeah.
sometimes it's even a meme on it. Do you guys have that too? I didn't.
It's most likely the offense. The offense is the one that has a lot of
Yeah,
stuff on. The defense, we have just some hand signals, and yeah, we communicate like we have it. Some formation will call up something. So like even before I get down into my 3-point stand, I gotta look backfield on the side, see the receivers how they are, and then we'll see. Look at each other and be like, okay, we can do that, we can do that, or like we're not gonna do that right now. Yeah, but we just have hand signals. It's not really the big
okay.
cards. The only
Yeah,
card we would have on defense would be ADO. It would be like do not false start. I don't know if you so like you get into a fourth and one situation,
mm,
and the offense is gonna fake it. So they will just like go hut hut and go three
yeah,
times maybe, and somebody would jump, and then they would gain that 5 yards. You know, so
yeah,
that's
okay.
the one they would be like, okay, careful now,
Yeah,
because
yeah, okay. So to really not, they don't want to give up those important five
yes.
yards. I understand it. Um, so next question is maybe something more personal, but how have you grown as a person since coming to as a football player and as a person since coming to Georgia Tech? Is it the same Sylvain as 4 years ago, or how did you change?
I think I grew up into creating those relationships. Like when I came here, I didn't know what to expect. I was really like, okay, let's just have fun. I'm in America. Let's just see how it is. And it's probably what I did my first year. And then my second year is when I got hurt, and that's where I realized that like, yeah, this can't stop in one snap. Like so, like that's when I realized it's time to like really get into the school part and really focus into like what I want to do in my future. So that's why now I got this. I got my first degree. I applied for the second degree, and I think I'm growing up into a better man. I'm a bigger man. I turned 25 last month, so it's really time to get to the next step. I mean, yeah.
Mhm. Okay, yeah, I get that. So, who are you outside of football? Because, of course, during the season, it's all football. It's everything is about football, even within in the summer. But like when the season ends in December, January, December, um, what do you do?
Uh, Most likely, right now, I'm really not. I'm just resting, recovering from the runs and stuff. But this year is really gonna be different than the other
Mm,
years because when my season ends, it's when you declare for the draft. But like last year, after the season, I went back home. So I came back for Belgium for like
mm,
Christmas, and then a few 2 weeks I think, and then we had to come back. I stay with my girlfriend. I have a girlfriend. It's been 3 years now, so it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I have at home what I have a cat. I hang out with my cat because
Yeah, I saw him pass
just like
by earlier. Yeah,
um,
that's very nice. So you talked about declaring for the draft. Did you have some contact with NFL scouts already? I know some
um,
could come to the practice pitch, things like that.
so you, if I get it right, how I heard it right, if I've heard it right, is that you can't really have any contact with like scouts or NFL teams while you're still in college. All that
Okay.
stuff will like happen while they come. Like scouting, I think is later this time. I don't really know when it is, but yeah, once they come, they can't talk to you when on
Okay.
that day. But I don't think you can really have a conversation or like a phone call or anything until your college career is done.
Okay. So until you declare, you can't have any
Yeah,
contact with them.
yeah.
Okay, that's clear. I didn't really know that. So yeah, I mean, you hope to get drafted, of course, but what would be the plan B if that would not be the case?
Um, well, I mean, if football is still something, I mean, if declaring doesn't work out, I'm gonna try out, see what happens. I definitely have this degree in business I
Mhm.
got. I mean, I love math. I love all the number stuff. So I'm gonna get into more of that stuff too. I don't really know. I'm just gonna wait until see what coming and take the opportunity I get, see what I got
Mhm.
later. I mean, I think the CFL is also something that's possible. I mean, Thibaut de Baye is over there now, so I mean that's something that's also a step you want to take if the NFL doesn't work.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that was a fan question actually. Bart Kellens asked us that question. He also had another question about draft status and plan Bs. So do you have an agent yet? Is that even allowed to already have an agent, or do you have to wait until after you declare for the draft?
I honestly do not know. I don't know if how the agent work. I think somebody asked me about if I had an agent, and I said no, and they were like, "Yeah, it's fine. You don't need it now." So
Yeah,
I'm just waiting. I'm
yeah,
gonna
okay.
focus on the college right now. Focus on the plays here, and then once this is done, then we'll think about that.
Okay,
But
of
yeah.
course. Another fan, Sian, I don't know. Sorry if I butchered that name. He asked us what Belgian American football can do to get more guys into college. Do you have any idea about that? Because there are some international players coming from the Netherlands and Belgium. Um, how can we bring some more into college?
I think it's really if you wanna get seen, you gotta what they love is watching tape. That's what all these coaches just watch tape every day. When it's recruiting them, all they do is be there and watch tape. So if you really want to get seen, you gotta make a tape of yourself where the first play is always like an amazing play. No matter what play you did, it has to be something that they want to see again. So if that first play is not some special, they'll just skip and go watch
Skip.
somebody
Okay.
else's tape. So I really think posting also and on Twitter. I think Twitter is one of the social media they use the most as coaches. Um, but yeah,
So
that's
is that what you did? You sent in tape
you
to
know So also, what I did was I got recruited by Brandon Collier that's doing the PPI.
Mhm.
So he came to one of somebody mentioned his name when I played with the Belgium team against Spain. He mentioned his name and told me to go look him up. I did with my parents. We found him. We sent him a message. We went to one of his camp in Germany, and he told us to come back. So what he does, he recruits kids in all Europe, goes to like organize those camps, recruit those kids, and if he thinks you have the potential of getting play college football, he would take you with him to America during the summer camps and do the camps during the whole summer from like June to July or like July to August. That's what I did with him for like a summer, a few camps. And when I got back, that's when I got all the different D1 offers. So yeah.
Okay. So that's where actually every college football school can come and watch you guys play against each other. Okay. So you just mentioned the camps in Germany, in the US. There are a lot of other European players that try to get into college. Jan had a question about that. Do you have are you in contact with other European or especially Dutch or Belgian players over there in college?
I mean, I talked to some of my old teammates from the Brussels Black Angels, and then also via Instagram, I talked to some guys that are on the team now and that just know me because I was there too, and they just ask me questions. I just respond to them. So I mean, always welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that was actually another question of a fan, Arvid, who asked us if you kept in touch with your former teammates. So you answered that for us already.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe another interesting question, totally not football related, but it was a fun one because of the last draft cycle. Some QB told us he liked mayonnaise and coffee. What do you think about that? Leslie asks.
He liked what?
Don't you know the story? So Will Levis from Kentucky, who plays for the Tennessee Titans now, told everyone he likes mayonnaise in his coffee, and he actually did it before the cameras. He put mayonnaise in his coffee and he drank it. So what do you think about that?
I don't think that's something we do down here, at least. I mean, I don't think that's something we do, but I wouldn't try it. I wouldn't try it.
Yeah, no, I get it. We actually had the Sidelines Countdown. It's a Facebook page about college football, and he also told us, "Would you trust somebody at work who puts mayonnaise in his coffee? I don't think so. So I don't trust him."
If I see somebody put mayonnaise in coffee, I'm gonna ask me. Let me not go to him if I have a question. I'm gonna go over there maybe because there's something wrong up there.
Yeah, indeed. So maybe a more serious question again. Roald Piqueur, so the head coach of the Gent Gators, also president of the Flanders Football League, I think, or the Belgian Football League. He asked us what the most difficult part was adapting from Belgium to Georgia. So both on a personal level as well as cultural. So not especially football, but really personal and cultural. What was the difference between Belgium and then Georgia?
Honestly, I think you just got to be open to it. Like, I mean, they know you're foreign because you have the accent. So, I mean, I knew they would know. I would just talk to people. At first, it was really just saying the same stuff. But people in Georgia, like the people I've met, were nice. I don't know if it was because I was big, tall, and they had no. I mean, they couldn't be mad because it wouldn't end up well. But I mean, maybe I was scary. But I think I had a good relationship with the people here. It's definitely, if you want to talk about the bad part of it being in Atlanta, Georgia, I mean, it's definitely more active, I would say, than in Brussels. A lot of homeless people, I would say too. I mean, it's something that you see every day here. It's I mean, it's there. Sometimes stuff happens, but yeah, I mean, it can be dangerous at night. I'm not gonna lie. I've had. I think this past 2 year, last year or 2 years ago, they had the riots or like around the whole Atlanta. So like they told us at football, like, you guys better stay home this weekend because it's not safe out there. So yeah, that's something that I didn't think that would happen, but like it happened at all. I mean, it's something that happens here. It's normal for them, and then coming from Belgium, that's probably one of the biggest things too. That's different.
Yeah, I get it. And what's your favorite thing then about Atlanta? It's in Atlanta, Georgia Tech. So what's your favorite? That's a bad part of it. Let's talk about the positive things in life too. What's your favorite part about Atlanta or US in general can be too?
I mean, Atlanta it's like it's a great city to be because there's so much stuff to do. Like the aquarium is right here. Campus is in the city, so I can literally like I live off campus right now, but if I walk 5 minutes, I'm back on campus. So my 4 years were really like amazing into like I can leave my dorm room, go to class, and if I want to go to the city, I can just walk, take a bird, like on one of the scooters, and be in the city and do whatever. Like I mean, everything is close to each other, and that's probably one of the plus points to having a campus in city too. Is that if you get tired of campus or you get really like into I studied so much this whole week, I need to like get away,
Mm.
it's right there, it's next door, you just got to go and walk a little bit. So yeah,
Okay.
it's a
Yeah,
good thing.
that's very nice. Um, Maybe another question related to that, also from Roald. What is your go-to meal that you go to into the college cantina, but can also be in a burger tent, or I don't know. What's your favorite meal
um
over there? And can you eat whatever you want actually? Because you're a D lineman. We all have the picture in our head that a D lineman can eat whatever he wants. The more fat, the better. But I don't
I
know.
mean, they give us weight gain, so like it's a weight goals to get to. So like they're really telling you what your weight gotta be. But for us, I mean, for me personally, when I go into the canteen they have up at the stadium, I mean, I eat whatever they have up there. But my go-to would be definitely pasta. I mean, I've loved pasta my whole life. Like I keep loving it. Don't matter where I am, I will eat pasta all day, every day, wherever I am. So yeah, but I gotta say they have here. I tried a donut burger.
Donut burger, really?
Yes.
What's that like?
A Krispy Kreme donut. I don't know if you know the Krispy Kreme brand. The Krispy Kreme donut. One on top as the top bun, and one on bottom as the bottom bun, and then just the meat in there and the bacon and everything. And yeah, it's your burger.
And
It's
it's nice, or what is it?
It sounds weird. It sounds
Yeah.
not good, but it's actually pretty good. I tried it and like it was pretty good. I can't lie, it was good. Yeah.
Okay. Who made you try that, or did you just decide on yourself, I want to try that?
So we went to this restaurant that's next door, Cypress, and they had the burger, and I was like, "Is it really like a donut burger, like an actual?" And they're like, "Go ahead, get it, try it." And so I ordered it, and I tried it. It was good. So yeah, it was
Okay.
that.
Okay. So some weird things that we wouldn't see here in Belgium, but always nice to try. Like I remember with Jens, we watched a lot of college football games, of course. And before one of those games, it was like it was a bowl game, I think. It was an eating contest, but all fried weird things. And
Ooh,
we talked to each other. We said, "What the hell? What the hell is this? What do they
they
do
have
over there?"
they have weird games here in America. They can think of whatever and just make it a game. It don't matter.
Yeah, it's sometimes it sounds disgusting, but okay, if a crispy donut burger is
Yeah.
good, we'll believe you. Um, yeah, maybe one of the last questions. Do you watch NFL football actually? Because you
Um.
you started football at 16. Maybe you didn't really watch NFL before.
Yeah, so I didn't know we were playing American football in Belgium. So I looked it up after that. I was like, oh man, this is really big. But I never, when I was back home, I mean, never really watched NFL. And then when I got here, I tried to watch more and more. But it's something I got to work on too this year is really just being watching the next level, how they play, and so I can learn from it too. But that's something I got to work on too, on myself on, yeah.
Okay, so you might not have a favorite team, but maybe is there a player that you look up to?
Um, I mean, I don't really have like one name of a player. I would just be like we have those tape we can watch film on, and our coaches have different plays of different sacks of the whole year, and so that's how I go through. Like, oh, I'm gonna watch this guy. He just used that move. Let me watch him use that move again and again and again, and see. Oh, let me use that move this time, and then I'm gonna watch another guy. Wait, let me see his move, and then so yeah, I don't really have one guy that I just be looking at. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I like to get pieces from everybody and then work it into what I can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, okay, I get it. Okay, so maybe to cap up this interview, some quick rapid fire questions. What is the most impressive game day atmosphere you were in?
Um, Atmosphere. I think the game. it had to be my first game because that was really the first like whoa this like it was here at Georgia in the stadium here, so it was like oh damn this is amazing. But Mercedes-Benz Stadium was also one amazing sensation in there.
Yeah.
So I gotta give it my first game or the Mercedes-Benz game. So yeah.
Okay. Who is the most impressive opponent you've seen on the other team? Offense, defense, can be whoever.
Man, this I got the quarterback from UCF that we played against. It was hot. The man can run. It was running sideways all game long. Get down, run every time. So yeah, I got
Was this the QB of last year or
last year UCF.
last year?
Last year UCF.
I can come to his name, but I'll definitely look it up. Maybe the most difficult O-line you have faced in your life? Probably I know the answer, but we can only ask.
It has to be the one from I don't remember the name, but like those guys from Georgia were big. So yeah.
That was the answer.
I was more surprised my freshman year. We played USF, and I was against. I'll never forget because when I lined up, I was standing up, and he was standing up, and I had to look up at him. So I was like, "Well, this man is tall, so yeah, how is this gonna work?" So yeah, I will always remember that feeling. I'll never forget USF, and I had to look up. So yeah.
Do you remember his name?
No, I don't. I know it was my freshman year though. So yeah, I just remember freshman year USF game, but I don't remember the name or no. So
okay. Well, Sylvain, it was nice to get to know you. I think our fans will appreciate this as well.
Thank you.
We want to thank you again for coming on, and hopefully we'll see you later in our lives.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on here.
And of course, we hope to see you on TV in the NFL one day. And next year on our TV screens for college football, of course.
Yes, sir. That's the plan right there.
Okay. Thank you, Sylvain. Bye.